What up, my freaks? RuinousInsight here with part 17 of my Total War Warhammer 3 Gorbad Ironclaw Old World campaign. Did I say modded? Well, it's modded. Great start, Ruinous. Anyway, as we saw last time, the Karazakarak dwarfs are on their way out. I believe we have destroyed their last army, at least their last significant army, and we are besieging Karazakarak itself and getting ready to take it out completely. We are minus 26,000 gold per turn now, and still preparing to head north with all of our, well, lots of our lords basically recruiting all over the place, and it's just going to keep on climbing as we just get more and more armies ready to invade the Empire. Anyway, in terms of what we got to do this turn, I don't think that there's anything unless I'm mistaken. Pretty sure we were going to end the turn, because we're besieging Karazakarak, we're most likely to get, or rather likely, I should say, to get attacked. So, let's double check Diplo, because I don't remember if I did that last episode. WAAAGH wants to be friends, we don't really care about them, and I don't intend to confederate them either. Oh, bloody hands, minus 6.6. Not bad. We just gotta get them not to hate us. Frankly, if they liked us a little bit more, they would have already accepted the Confederation. Go figure. Well, hopefully, once the Confederation debuff minus 40 is gone, they'll just straight up be willing to confederate. Clan Fester and Clan Spittle. Fester is, this one will probably ally with them, and frankly will probably ally with Spittle as well, just not immediately. I'd rather keep them in a defensive alliance rather than military alliance. Less eaten, more building, that'll come in handy next turn. -1 construction time will mean faster Ragnarok spiders. Anyway, let's skip, and end the turn, and presumably get attacked by the dwarfs. Hopefully they're not cowards about it. Okay, looks like they will be too cowardly to attack us, and... okay, I didn't mean to click you. What I meant to do was see where this is, and troll zags, and... well, they can't take Keratoman's tomb, and they can't take Vitrol. All they can do is annoy us. Well, actually, they might be able to take Vitrol if they send another army our way. I'm surprised that they didn't attack Mr. Ublug, though. Go figure. Alright, well, that's their problem again. This is garbage. Ready for duty, Dusty war boss. Good for Dusty. Beyond counting, good. Alright, oh, we're up to nearly 28k negative per turn. Anyway, Gorbad, you've got a long way to go, sir. Start moving towards Blackfire Pass. Fastest route that you can take, which is, well, a direct route, such as it is. Actually, if this caravan doesn't look like it's moving this way. Otherwise, we would have probably stopped on by and grabbed the free caravan. Anyway, Blorg, you are going to deal with probably the undead here. Is it faster to move like this? Maybe slightly? Actually, not really. Depending on the route that we take. You go like this. Whatever, just go like this. Alright, good luck, Blorg. Muncha Edbutt, you are going kind of the same way. You're going to go, I guess, right here and see if we can't get the Slimy in your army. Oh, you know what I should have done? I should have stopped you, then gotten rid of your wall, because it'll be gone in 2 turns. Delete, like so, and keep going. Did that, oh, she didn't give him any range. Oh, maybe it's because he already started moving. Anyway, you can replenish Muncha Edbutt's troops now. There we go, and with that, this army is nearly complete. Just got to evolve 2 of the Mangler squigs into a couple more Colossal squigs. And if you're wondering why I'm not bothering with too many squig herds in this particular army, it's simply because these guys have the ability to summon 5 squig herds apiece. So, over the course of the battle, 10 bonus squig herds, although they're half herds, so it's more like 5, but still, there's plenty of squig herds to go around in the battles. Anyway, you're going this way as well, and you have a mini wah, which you don't need, because it'll be gone. There we go. You can travel a little bit further, and faster. Oh, probably could have had you pick up the mysterious island, whatever. I'm pretty sure you can't find materials at sea or anything like that in those islands. Azdrag, One Finger, and Glugzag. You are going to... oh, you can't even sack Luchini. It's worthless. Worthless. Anyway, you're going to go here. Then what I would like you to do is to... actually, this is going to be an interesting question. Wait. Who's River Troll? Oh, it's your River Troll. I was like, wait a second. Why is this attrition-y? It's because it's vampiric corruption, but it won't be after next turn, so it won't matter. You are going to go into Azdrag's army, like so. You are going to March Stance, and you are going to transfer the 2 giants and the 2 Doomdiver catapults. And we're going to take... The giants are in place of Arachnarocks, but we can't build them yet, so whatever. We'll take the 1 Goblin Spear and both of the Goblin Bolt Throwers, and I guess we have to get rid of one of the Goblin Rock Lavas, which is a shame, but I don't see anything else in this army that we could possibly get rid of, so just do that. 4 artillery pieces will hopefully be sufficient. Would those guys be of any use in this army? I would say no, because this is a Vanguard deploying army with regards to the trolls especially. We will get these rock lobas and these goblin bolt throwers in another army, however, a all-range, mostly, hopefully, army. Also, while I have you, you guys have been around with us for a long time, and if any of the bolt throwers are going to get names, bargain bin bolts, it's going to be you guys. Beard, string, thrower. There you go. They've been with us too long not to deserve those. Anyway, you will just auto-resolve and take Luchini. I assume nobody will die, not even the Mangler Squigs, though I'm willing to bet the Mangler Squig will be hurt. Eh, not really. Alright, we're good. And just occupy, don't sack it. Alright, another Swindler and another Swindler. Swindler for everybody. Potion of... Banner of Eternal Flame, not bad. Plains of Luchini, we can immediately camp Ruckus, yeah, and then we can immediately upgrade you, and then you. Can we build Beast Slayers here? We can indeed. Up to minus 29k per turn. Oh no. Oh, okay. You could go out to sea and try to land at Sartosa, but I'm pretty sure from here you should be able to jump, so just go right here. And then jump across. I'm pretty sure. I guess we're about to find it. Oh man, I keep forgetting about that WAAAGH begins stance actually exists. Although, generally speaking, admittedly, we are pretty much always at max range, so it's rare for it to actually, you know, get any benefit. Well, whatever. Anyway, you guys are good now. Who's up next? I already checked ya, and I already checked ya. Grom Gobscream. Now, I'm gonna risk you getting ambushed because, frankly, I really just don't see the, I really don't see the rats being capable of doing anything to you. At least not these rats. Morglis, you are going this way to where you will begin recruiting Doom Divers, Arachnarocks, Rogue Idols, Giants, everything. Grotzlik, because clearly, you know, I won't be happy until we're minus 100,000 gold. The Dwarf campaign is up to 1,100,000 gold per turn. Can we reverse that in the Orc campaign? Oh, I'm laughing, but I'm nervous. Anyway, Rada Algakan. Okay, you are going here. And then you two are doing this. So you're going here. And you're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, and then you're doing the same. Oh, wow, yours are all rank 4? Oh, well, good for you, I guess. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, good. And you can untrade one of these guys, because they're a slightly higher rank. Keep all the range ones, but I wanted the melee ones, because these little armies are not being capable of auto-resolving, which is kind of annoying. Now, this does put us up to minus 29k, but as soon as these guys are rank 15, we get to keep them hungry for the minus 50% upkeep for everybody, because that requires boar boys and squigs, if you were wondering why I put these guys in these armies in particular. So eventually, this army will actually be cheaper than it was when it was just gigantic piles of wolves. I kind of don't like that it's 3 regular wolves and whatever. Can we upgrade these guys to missile wolves? Yeah, we can if we wanted to. We could also upgrade some of them to wolf chariots if we wanted to. Well, I guess the boar boys will probably need some support, so maybe this is actually not such a bad idea. Anyway, you guys are traveling together now. I don't know whether we need these wolves, but we'll take them back in case we need extras. I think I'm happy with that. Alrighty, let's see. Grotzlik, no, every time. Ublug. Alright, I guess what we're going to do is we're going to have Ublug besiege Moonbat's fort. And we're going to have you, Zoc. Yeah, it's fine. And we're going to have you, Zoc. Oh, you can't attack Liv. Alright. Guess Liv really wants to live. Alright, fine, you're just going to jump over this, and we're just going to auto-resolve Moonbat's fort. I don't think... Wait. Actually, we can't. Really, this? Those clan rats and stuff. I mean, we could let the two nasty skulkers die, but I don't want to do that. Alright, fine, we'll fight it. Oh, it's a miners' settlement. Huh. I wonder if we could attack them in the field. Like, if we stay here, would they attempt to actually attack us? Oh, this guy would be able to reinforce. No, we're probably going to fight that. Alright, we'll fight in a second. Obviously, I'd prefer to fight the minor settlement battles on the field because it's more fun, but not a big deal. I am surprised that you did not sally yet with your better troops. I guess we'll give you one more shot then. We will delete this. Alrighty. And then we'll take the opportunity to build more siege equipment because, well, that's the only way that we'll be able to do this otherwise. And unfortunately, it is a situation where we can't get a cinematic battle because this has a wall building. And that breaks cinematics, and therefore we really need to fight it in the field if we want it to be a good-looking battle instead of the tactical view, which is a little bit boring. But anyway, do we delete you? Well, we can delete the gobbo here. It doesn't serve any purpose. Yeah, okay, so you can be going away now. And these will have to be delivered elsewhere, so you can actually start moving to where you can deliver them to... other stuff. You know what? I'm going to... What are you again? Oh, you're the Shroomiest. Okay, so I'm just going to name you Troop Fairy. Like I do in every campaign. Alright. And then this way, you two won't be angry at me about saying your name. Alrighty. Bartorg Backbiter, you are good at Nashrak. You're supposed to deliver these wolves to the two wolf armies so that they can separate. Keep going. You keep raiding. Smorbits, I keep forgetting who you are. You are... Oh, this guy. Right. Alright, so you're basically here in case the Clan Vulcan rats attack us. So we're gonna put you into Bog Creeper Camp. We're gonna slowly make our way down towards here. We pieced out with them temporarily, but that doesn't mean that it'll last. And if they attack us, well, then you'll be able to attack them back. Alrighty. You are a little bit expensive, but I guess if there's anybody that doesn't like us down here, we could just start raiding them, and that'll solve the problem to some degree. Umug Blackbog, who are you? Oh, you are going to grab these units to transfer somewhere else so that you can be reset, because you have a decent amount of levels. You'll be back, I'm sure. And then Arachnic Spiderclaw, I guess we're going to want to put you into Troll Zags. I want to see how these guys react. It's about that Arachnic Spiderclaw doesn't actually start with the spider units. It's a bit of a shame. We can't build more spiders here, can we? I don't think so. Doesn't look like it, unfortunately, but that's okay. Alrighty, who is next? That's Grotzlik. That is... Wait, I keep clicking Bartorg as if he hasn't already moved, but he has. Umug, you can actually follow along and move here. And then you can, I guess, jump down here to deliver your troops. Oh, we can give one of the Orc Boar Boy Biggins to Oglock the Horrible. I think that makes sense. They're high level. You should have at least one elite unit. Morglum de Flea. Alright, so what I would like you to do... Actually, go march dancing this way. Spite, I would like you to non-march dance this way. Grab that Sea Corpse, see if there's anything interesting over there. And, okay, you're not in range of Black Buckthorn. That would have been unfortunate. Loot Carcass, and Relay. It's going to kill off the nasty Skulkers. Alright, we can do this mini fight. I mean, it's technically our first fight of Savage Orcs, and admittedly, I'm kind of interested to see how the Depth Guard fare against the Savage Orc Biggins or the Bone Clubber tribe, and vice versa. Alright, fine. Mini battle it is. Go.
So you better fight proper.
Wow, it's nice to hear the speeches from the Savage Orc Shaman. I don't even remember ever hearing them before. Gorkwatch and Morkwatch and etc. etc. Very nice to see, and very nice to see the Savage Orcs at last. And in general, we got the Savage Orc biggins out here, and you gotta admit they do look pretty darn good. I mean, all the bone stuff they have and the sort of chipped stone weaponry they have. I think I like them more than the regular orc boys. Nobody let Argor hear about it though, because I have concerns. Anyway, those are the Savage Orcs. The regular Savage Orcs are out here as well, and then we have the Bone Club tribe. So regular Savage Orcs, a lot less weaponry, as in half as much weapons, and half as much bone decoration on them, and then the Bone Club tribe, which is I guess the equivalent of the Black Orcs for the Savage Orcs, and they got cloaks in addition to all of that fancy stuff they've gotten. Oh wow, this seems like they've got like an actual pattern going. This seems like a lot for Savage Orcs. Anyway, just a little fight here. We got some enemy units of Vampire Coast against us. I just want to try out our units in the shadow of the Tomb King pyramids there. We will have to be concerned about the Rotting Leviathan, however. Even with all the anti-large in our army, we're melee anti-large, and generally that kind isn't particularly great against the Rotting Leviathans. You need to be able to bring it down with range, but that's alright. We'll deal with it. Unfortunately, the tiny little kills make our missiles, our magic missiles, and gazes of Mork relatively useless. It took, I think, 6 gazes of Mork so far to do just about half damage to 1 unit of Depth Guard. It's a lot of mana for effectively nothing. I can't believe how tiny the hills have to be to make completely useless the... Oh, that one was actually not bad. There we go. Still only did about 15% damage to them, but a lot better than it was before. Anyway, we're just about to charge on in. Our nasty skulkers were also Vanguard deployed behind the enemy or to the enemy's flanks, and looks like the Depth Guard are about to smash into the line of Savage Orc biggins there. Though probably not for long, as they're pretty darn heavily damaged. Now the Depth Guard look tiny by comparison to the biggins. Alrighty, there we go. And with that, the remnants of the Depth Guard are going to get obliterated. Of course, there were a few of them left at that point as we focused all of our energies, as in our magical energies, on knocking them out. We'll charge right through them and move into the handgunners directly behind them. Our Bone Club tribe has been sent to try to deal with the Rotting Leviathan, but again, it's probably going to take them a fair while to be able to deal with them. But that's alright. They're anti-large too, and a few of them I'm sure will get snapped apart by the Rotting Leviathan's pinchy parts, but that's all good. Especially since I don't imagine the enemy has too much of a chance here. The enemy's backline has been obliterated, or otherwise forced to charge into the melee as the nasty skulkers close the distance. And I do think it's a solid combination of troops, with the Savage Orcs making the big beefy line, and the nasty skulkers are ready to move in and provide that nice skulky armor piercing. Lovely. Also, before I forget, guys, I think at this point in the campaign I'm going to close the naming suggestions, as at this point I think we're only essentially one minor patch, that is. Any hotfix, any minor patch will kill the campaign now, because the beta will disappear. And usually I like to only record 1 episode per day, so I can, answer your guys' questions and put in suggestions into the campaign, etc, etc, etc. But with the end of the campaign possibly closing in, I'd like to get as many episodes out as possible, so most likely what I'll do is pre-record the next little while of episodes and see how far I can get, if I have time. Yeah. We'll see. Still be posting them once a day, and, well, yeah, see how far I can get with the campaign, because I really want to play a little bit more of this. I know it's not a popular campaign, unfortunately, but I have a lot of fun with orcs. I think they're a surprisingly varied roster, and really enjoy goblin antics, and orc antics, frankly. All the greenskin antics are great. Squig antics, spider antics, wolf antics, giant antics. There's good stuff. Anyway, so yeah, do keep that in mind. And again, I might move the channel. I might move the campaign to the other channel if I remember to do so. We'll see. Anyway, all of the enemies have now been destroyed, and it's now just Mr. Pinchy out here, still being an absolute menace. Running Leviathan's down to half HP, and pretty impressively has done about half HP to our own units of Bone Clubber tribes, though having killed only about a quarter of them. Fortunately, though, the big old rotting Leviathan is melting apart, though it does look very nice in this particular light here. We got plenty of shots of it. Oh, that was a nice shot of it, just as it melted away. This was probably the last thing at least one of those savage orcs saw. Pretty good. Yeah, it's almost like that Jack Sparrow scene, but with obviously not with one of these guys, but close enough. Alright, nice little fight, a little preview for the Savage Orcs when their army is complete and they're ready for their whole thing. This is obviously not a regular Savage Orc army. We don't have the Savage Orc Error Boys, which would have been able to take down the Rotting Leviathan, nor the Boar Boys, which would be able to charge the enemy. This one is the one that's mixed with the Nasty Skulkers, as they will be using a plan that gives the entire army, or at least all the Savage Orcs, Vanguard deployment. Anyway, we'll slaughter those captives, as one does. And 'twas a nice little preview fight. We got 8,000 money, the least useful thing, unfortunately. But it's okay. You can move here and then land either at a Chaos or at Matorka, doesn't really matter, as long as we know where we're going, which is up here. Alrighty, now, after Spite, was there anybody else that needs to do anything? Who's Klubba? Klubba, you are some guy. The quickest. I think I just got you to ferry troops around, which is no longer necessarily the case here. I think you can go. Alrighty, goodbye. Reset skills. Alright, no need for Klubba. Wait. That was a Night Goblin War Boss, right? That wasn't a Goblin Big Boss, was it? I hope not. Anyway, I kind of did that without thinking. On autopilot sometimes. Anyway, Skarsnik, I believe, is next. And he should be able to possibly sack Pillars of Grungni. 2.4k. Again, not really worth it. It's a tier 1. I mean, I guess it's a free little bit of cash. Something. Yeah, it's probably not worth it in terms of just the public order laws here, so we'll just occupy it straight up. Considering how it is... Oh, wow, what the heck? Oh, right. Skarsnik, you can't heal yet because you don't have the River Troll Hag, who is on the way, but, you know. Alrighty, you're good, and after Skarsnik, we have... Who's up next? Wait. I lose... Okay, now. Ragnik, Spite, Uglok the Horrible. You are technically just waiting for a bunch of things, though what you can do is get your Shaman, and I guess you're awaiting a River Troll Hag as well. Grimfang is the River Troll Hag for Skarsnik. Do we have another decent River Troll Hag? Witch Doctor with recovery, perfect. You're going to Mr. Uglok. Now, just to double check, do we have any spare? Forbidden Rods, nope. And we do have an Obsidian Amulet for you. Do we have a spell shield? We do not. Ugh. Yeah, the orcs surprisingly not generating a crazy amount of item. Well, maybe not surprisingly, but, you know, they got sticky fingers. They like to steal stuff. But alas. Anyway, Uglok, I guess you're going to move towards Masha, as you'll be taking troops from Masha soon. And then Ornery Nixotas, you're supposed to go into a different army, so you just sit there. Tech Thief, a Tech Thief, one of many. You're gonna go to Doom and try to steal tech from there, while this new Tech Thief will go to Munzig and try the same. Failure, and okay, come on, new guy. Success for the new guy. Beginner's luck, I guess. Good job. Do we have any more Tech Thief capacity or Shaman capacity? No, we have one. And I think while Evil Eye is decent, we can't afford to do that right now. Grom Scout, you still have to find a nice Grom for us. You should be very near now. Regular Scout, I honestly no longer remember who you were looking for here. You found the Red Eye. I Sort of just run around. Oh, I think there's another orky faction out here as well, so we might as well find them. Alrighty, Tech Thief. Oh, right, I moved only 2 out of 3. You can Tech Thief from here. Another success. Good job, bud. And I believe we're good. Well, 2 things. First of all, building. Hey, look at that. These, it's positive because we got enough slaughtered captives in this particular turn. Well done. Boss's camp for you. East Death Pass Grozdrung. You are missing a boss's tent, which you definitely need. Why do you not have a boss's tent? The heck? Alrighty. Pavona Road. I guess we could build up the captives, but we still want these everywhere. Even though all the other factions won't like us because we use those, but it is what it is. It's their problem. I'm gonna say upgrade the No Mall Tower and the pile of scrap, and we'll do the Circle of Sun thing afterwards. Old Silk Road, you are nowhere near to tier 5, so we'll go for the Gut Tower. Marenka Hills, you can go for the Boss's Camp. Well, no, you're nowhere near to this. Go for Boss's Camp. And Boss's Camp, and I think you'd actually get more mileage out of going for the Mall Tower and the Gabo Tower, rather than you would from the minor amount of money we generate out of the Horde. Frankly, most capital settlements would probably be better to remove the Hordes and replace them with more towers once we get those. Anyway, you can get to Boss's Camp. Yes. Our public order may be... yes, tier 5. Beautiful for the deep spider layers. 6 turns until we have a Ragnaroks. Getting there. More turns than I'd like, but, you know. You gotta spend spiders to make spiders. The Heldegrad, you're gonna grab the Sacred Spider Grounds, and we should quickly be able to get you up to... I mean, we do want more Ragnarok capacity, but if we don't do this right now, we could go for the tier 6 Gabo Metropolis. It is good. I don't deny. Yeah, the thing is, you really need a lot of Ragnarok capacity. Yeah, no, so let's prioritize Ragnaroks, because you only get 2 per building, so we effectively need those giant Ragnarok buildings in every single location. So, yeah, just deal with it. You are going to go for the... Actually, that's probably... Wait. Actually, this place generates decent amounts of cash. So, yeah, you can go for the pile of shiny stuff, such as it is. And while we do want the raiding tents here, we will first up build... Well, actually, you'd probably get more money out of a single raiding No, you probably wouldn't. Alright. And do that, and then we'll obviously go for the Gabo tents. Especially in 8 Peaks. What did I not build here? Oh, we're just saving the points. Alright, fine, fair enough. West Darklands, Gribbletown. Gabo tunnels, or... max out the raiding hideout. Alrighty, Black Peninsula, you Myrmidons are just going to keep building the Gabo town, you're fine. Vaults. You need to be building defenses, because I fear that you're going to get attacked either by wood elves or by something. Something's gonna attack them, I just know it. You can build the raiding hideout and the Horde, and then here we can build... I'm gonna say another shaman's hut. Can't have too many shaman's huts after all. You will need to build the old guard house. We need these everywhere, as this place needs to be defensible. Morton's home, you can obviously build the boss's camp. Or ignore it and build the deep spider layers. Well, actually, you're a slow growth territory, so no dice there at least. Not yet. Alright, I'll leave you alone. Karagyar, you can be upgraded to the next tier. Mount Silver Spear, you are nearing to tier 5, so we'll ignore everything else, including the growth building, because we can't afford the cost right now. Here we can, however, build the captive spit and the raiden hideout, and there's no use building a pile of shiny stuff here. It's also going to be a slow growth province. Maybe we build the boss's pole here. You know what, we need more shaman's huts, because then we can remove the useless shaman huts in the tier 4, the settlement capitals, and that'll mean that we can, you know, replace those with more useful things, which would be nice. Anyway, Blizzard Peaks are fine. Agraldrin, I guess we can start upgrading you and building some raiding stashes there. Wolflands, Den of the Great Wolves, yes to the upgrade, and we will need defenses here eventually once we can afford them. Otherwise, you wait. Wolf's Edge, rather. I guess we upgrade you. to the next tier. Remos, are you waiting for anything specific? I don't think you are. You are tier 5, which is great. But for now, you're just going to spam build towers and just grow as much as you can. Alrighty, Thunder Mountain. You can go for, I guess, the Gobbo piles of scrap. Wait, that's you. Gobbo tunnels. That's the more critical one. Cauldron, Pillar of Bones. We need to be rank 4 to do that? Alright, fine. Fair enough. Fair enough. You have the boss's tent, meaning you can go for the Raiden stashes, and probably will never generate a crazy amount of money here, so I think we'll actually start with the Gobbo tents rather than bothering with the gold thing here. You can build a captive's pit, and then you can start on a new captive's pit. And then we will build a Raiden hideout. Alright, Crossroads. You will build up the fighting pit here just because it will provide... Nope, you will wait so we can get the old orc guardhouse, or whatever that said. And you can build a Raiden hideout. Wait. Yeah, no, you're nowhere near to tier 5. Trantine Hills. You are nowhere near to anything else either. Go for the gut tower. And then lastly, a River Ariati. You are going to go for the Raiden hideout, and you are going to go for the boss's shack, and we're good. Alrighty, so you guys are good. We're at minus 29k per turn now. Let's do a little bit of fighting. Is this worth anything? 10,000 for sacking. I think we'll take it. Maybe I shouldn't have moved you, at least in this way. The 3 warp bombs are going to be annoying, but we can hopefully sacrifice some of the units from this particular army, because we don't care about those. Go. Oh, right, it's a minor settlement. Well, that explains a lot, and that's certainly going to make this particular battle a teensy bit tougher, as the rats will certainly be able to block us off here, especially if they make good use of those rat ogres and such. Well, and good for them. Anyway, we're going to start the battle off with a nice little spirit leech on the enemy warlord with those river troll hags of ours, while our range units move in, both the chariots and the units of oh, like the double shields that these guys got. Kind of a neat chariot. Sort of, it's like they recycle, they got a wheel here, and this is like a recycled wheel, and just sort of welded onto the frame there. Actually, not welded, riveted onto the flame there, but anyway, pretty good. They're going to start firing away at that tower, which is, well, actually it's going to take a while to bring down. At this rate, they are rather slow, and we have no bonuses versus building damage, but that's alright. Yeah, okay, that's gonna take a while. Unfortunately, though, we have other things that we can do in the meantime. We are going to start moving in some Goblin Wolf Riders through this portion of the map, and then we are going to start moving in the Nasty Skulkers over on this side, led by the 2 units of... okay, that's going to hurt. By the 2 units of Goblin Big Bosses. Wolf Riders charge down. They're trying to charge through, in fact, to try to get at those Plague Claw catapults. It would also be ideal if we can force this unit of Clan Rats to rout before they cause a warp bomb and kill all 4 of our units of Wolf Riders. Fortunately, they're light cav and they're tiny, and so there's a ton of them in a single unit, and just all the Wolf Riders will charge on and start tearing through that unit or that poor Plague Claw catapult crew. Alright, Knights of Gobtown to Night Fangs working on the enemy, and the Plague Claw Catapult is down to about half HP. Oh wow, they charged through those Clan Rat Spears and they took no damage whatsoever. But yeah, well, that's Goblin Wolf Riders for you. Probably why the Auto Resolve doesn't put too much stock in their capabilities, but we'll I was about to say we'll make them work, but it's rather we'll continue making them work. Besides, they didn't actually charge this unit, at least not directly. They kind of charged through it, which explains why they only knocked it apart without doing damage. Anyway, the Wolf Riders overrun the Plague Claw catapults, which can no longer fire at us, and thus can at least no longer threaten our range units out here. Our WAAAGH has arrived as well, and we got some good units in there, including a big old Colossal Squig to join the fray. And these are always just so entertaining to watch. It's such a silly freaking unit, Meatball with the legs, and I love it to bits. Anyway, over on the right flank, we are still fighting the enemy as best we can with our fast movers, where pump wagons have charged on in and annoyed one of the enemy units of plague monks, actually taking out about half of their HP, while that unit of clan rats, which we originally charged through, has now been surrounded and heavily damaged by the wolf raiders, and with the help of the pump wagons. Just gotta make sure that they rout before we back off, as it looks like more and more Skaven are moving in to chase us down. Oh, it looks like the enemy's starting to fire back on our goblin wolf chariots. I was hoping to bring down that piercing tower, but it looks like we might have to back the fragile wolf chariots off, as they have very low armor, no missile resistance, and probably a fairly low HP. This is just the nature of light chariots in general, but also the fact that these chariots have 8 troops rather than 4, meaning each individual chariot has very little HP. It's the major issue with Tomb King chariots, which I've always found very weird, in the sense that Tomb Kings are the chariot faction, but don't have good chariots, as they're amazing in the early game, but absolute trash in the late game, because they're tiny and fragile, and there's so many of them in a unit that, you know, they lose models at the drop of a hat, which I really don't want for chariots. Frankly, the Tomb Kings need additional chariot options, like, I don't know, like Tomb Guard chariots. Just give them Tomb Guard chariots or something. Make it up, I don't care. Just make them, give them a elite version of chariots. Why do Chaos have like 50 billion chariots and most of them are decent? But anyway, I digress. End rant, at least for now, until I see a chariot again. Anyway, the WAAAGH units are moving through. We don't really care if they get exploded by a warp bomb, so we're free to send up the trolls and the colossal squig, while we continue working on the enemy. Over on the right flank, the 2 nasty skulkers. No, nasty skulkers are out there skulking around somewhere, but the 2 goblin big bosses have been joined by the pump wagons again, and now they're working together. Oh wow, I thought that, I thought that the big ol' horn skull decoration that we have, I wonder whose helmet that was. Interesting. Anyway, because obviously goblins didn't make that, but anyway, I saw it and I was like, wait a second, why does that goblin's face look so strange? Thought it was an undead Gabo for a second. But anyway, and these guys are probably not doing a crazy amount of damage, but what they are doing is anybody they hit, they will apply that lethal poison to, and that should be a little bit of a trickle damage. Oh, lethal toxin and lethal poison as well, since they have the 2 different ones. Lovely. We're going to help our pump wagons out with an itchy nuisance, as the enemy rat ogres have closed, and the rat ogres are high damage dealing enough to obliterate the pump wagons if we're not careful, but with that itchy nuisance down, the enemy has little hope of doing too much to them, at least while that spell keeps going. And there's the warp bomb. Unfortunately, the AI looks like it whiffed on that one. Hit a few of the pump wagons, but that's a poor choice of unit to use that particular ability on. Lovely. And at least our wolf riders managed to survive. Alrighty, and we got more pump wagons on that on this side as well. It's kind of funny considering, I mean, if you want to do well with the Greenskins in the early game, all you have to really do is just spam pump wagons. You could just win the game with pump wagons and goblins. Heck, you could probably just win the game with nothing but pump wagons. Well, if you use spiky rollers, but because they're just so obnoxiously OP, for their cost at any rate. Which I definitely didn't do in this campaign, as in I really didn't rely on the pump wagons that much, which is fun, which was very fun. But it is still very entertaining to watch them do their thing, you gotta admit. And the armor sundering that they provide is also really helpful in most armies. Like, for example, in Argor Throatcrunch's orc army, the orcs do insanely high damage at 80 whatever weapon strength that they have, which is just insane for basic tier 1 orc boys. But it's at the cost of giving them effectively no armor piercing, so they do like 79 damage in non-armor piercing and like 3 in armor piercing. And the armor sundering from a couple of units of spiky rollers would be really helpful to them. Granted, what they do have though is the black orcs who will eventually get a tech that gives them armor sundering, and on top of that they would also get the benefit of the armor piercing damage from the trolls in that army. So they will eventually overcome the issue, but in the early game the pump wagons would have powered them up. But it's just that I really don't want to over-rely on the OP units in the roster, as it feels bad to do so. Anyway, River Troll Hag has closed the distance. Arrows from our Goblin support unit dropping down among them, whether from the regular Gobs or from the Night Gobs. And we're looking pretty good. The bounce power has shifted to about 95% in our favor. Ooh, it looks like over on the right flank everybody has been overrun. A few Plague Monks remain in our Pump Wagons, and our Wolf Raiders, our Riders rather, Raiders are the Hobgobs, have made their way deep into the enemy settlement around their central plaza. Oh, I do like the green... I actually can't tell whether the enemy has a green color scheme or whether it's everything's just glowing green and skavenly, which would be fine as well. Anyway, it looks like the battle is nearly ours. The Rat Ogres get focused down by all 5 units of Gobs on this side, and again, the AI has this weird tendency to try to charge towards the thing that's killing it while escaping. I don't know what the point of that is, but that's alright. We get to see a few of those Rat Ogres get brought down as they had to apparently charge at the Gobs. Alright, well, they're shattered, and the last unit will probably drop anyway, or maybe it'll escape. It's got what? Alright, I'm invested in this now. And, oh, is it gonna get through? Somebody stab it, somebody shank the damn thing. Oh, a few spores get chucked at it, and it survives with 39 HP. Alright, well, it probably won't survive for a long time. Now, I'm gonna continue being invested in this. The battle is very much ours now. All the enemy units have shattered, and the poor Rat Ogre. Oh, it's dodging shots, not on purpose, of course. The chariot shots, and it dodged. Really, it's gonna dodge all of the arrows from the bolt thrower. But here comes a bigger volley, and there we go. Finally, it gets brought down by the Wolf Raiders. That was a heck of a journey, and I at least am entertained. Alright, there we go, no problem. We were, maybe had to be forced to use our Gobs without the, well, this particular Gob army without any WAAAGH, but they were pretty okay, despite the presence of the enemy warp bombs, as we played it just smart enough to avoid taking too much damage from them. Anyway, 7.5k out of this, and I mean, we're starting to drop. I guess we got no choice but to sack it. I forgot to check what level it was, but I guess it doesn't matter because it's a minor settlement anyway, and let's hope that you can... I guess we're about to find that, alright. Ooh, okay, in range, good. Income from sacking settlements, income from post-battle loot, great for you. Moonbat's fort. Occupy. Lovely. We'll repair you, and we'll keep saving points because we want to... you know what, keep the totem pole, at least for now. Build the raiden stashes. We'll delete that, but we want to get you up to tier 5 as fast as we can. Anyway, folks, with that, we're out of time, and I'm going to call the episode here. Next time, we will do whatever it is left. Oh, I guess next time we'll end the turn and just hope that the dwarfs out of Karazakarak will actually attack us, because if they don't, we're going to have to do a just straight up a regular siege attack. So, we shall find out next time, and wipe them out either way, no matter what happens. Boarboy, or WAAAGH the Orable's army might be finished next turn, so he could perhaps start moving through Blackfire Pass with the Black Orcs and Boar Boys and Savage Orc Boar Boys of his, plus the destruction of Araness Assault Spite and the Sartosan Vampire Coast. All glory to the algorithm, and thanks for watching.